and I love that complicated again as their stories are, these politicians versus Raila, all of them have come through and really, really held it down. We've seen President Ruto himself was at the JKIA with the whole military trying to usher in this great hero of our country. And they're saying that a full state funeral will be held for Mr. former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, in accordance to all the honors befitting a national statesman. Apparently, it will be very interesting because we also saw Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja ordering the reinforcement of police presence nationwide, especially in Nairobi, Kisumu, Bondo. We've seen a lot of deployment of police because, as you've said, yes, there are people who are genuinely in mourning and here to represent themselves and to show their love for the fallen hero, but we also have others who have malicious intent and will take advantage of this cover and the chaos that ensues during the mourning period. There will be checkpoints all across, roadblocks, military trucks all around with officers in ceremonial uniform. You will see them everywhere. We've also had Deputy President Kirede Kindiki, among others, who will be part of the funeral committee, and he will be laid to rest on the 19th of October, which is on Sunday, in line with his family's wishes, which were he needs to be laid to rest 72 hours after his passing. The state's funerals processions are usually quite interesting because it starts with the military, which honors the highest form of statesman or statespeople in the country. There will be the KDF, which will be there, and they will show their symbolic traditions according to the Kenya Defense Forces, which will begin with the ceremonial procession led by the military band and the guard of honor. And then the casket, which is draped in the flag, the national flag of the country, will be transported in a gun carriage, which will then have other high-ranking officials within it, and citizens will be allowed to be across the line as this body is being transported. We will also apparently have a very high-standing 3-volley salute, and it will be fired by a rifle party at the final tribute of the deceased Mr. Raila Amolo Odinga. And there will be hymns that will be done by religious leaders and military rituals which will honor this fallen hero of our country. And then the casket will be lowered as they are playing trumpet calls as a symbol of their final farewell. And finally, the flag that was on the casket of Mr. Raila Amolo Odinga will be folded and given to the family as a sign, a gesture of the country's gratitude for a departed leader, the departed leader being Raila Amolo Odinga, as a show of his huge contribution to this nation. Yes, and there will be all sorts of people. For prime ministers, apparently, and presidents and other military figures, there's usually a 19-gun salute and a fly past by military aircraft. During this period, there will be a number of shots fired depending on the individual's rank or position. So I am very excited to see how many guns will be, what kind of gunfire will be used here, and what will be the number of bullets, like the gun, what do you call it again? The gun salute, or the gun salute. I am very curious to see what the number will be for him, because again, he was a major head. I think maybe all 19. Do you reckon it will be all 19?
I'm not quite sure.
But we are curious to see that. And yes, he will be laid to rest in Bondo, which is his home, all the way in the western region of this country. Again, this sounds like such a huge show of gratitude, not only for the current president, because he could have just said, no, I'm not going to do it. But yeah, it's such respect for this man who has opposed him throughout his whole career. So we are curious to see how this will proceed. And honoring a man of this stature is nearly impossible, but we love that the country is doing its best.
And the government has declared 7 days of mourning, for Raila Odinga, and also declared tomorrow, which is the 17th of October, as a public holiday. We also have 19th as a public holiday, but that will reflect on the 20th, which is on Monday. The burial is on the 19th, so 20th will be also a public holiday. But if there's anything that I'm learning from this, is to be impactful during your time here, during the time
Legacy.
that you have here. Be impactful, be a disruptor, be a game changer, just and stand for what you believe in. And I say this because live your life. I say this because the Orange Democratic Movement has officially named Siaya Senator Dr. Oburu Oginga as the acting party leader, stepping into his role temporarily following the death of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga.